Good morning, everyone. It's morning here. It's lunchtime for you, but it's morning here in Bulgaria. First of all, thanks for inviting me to this meeting. Thanks for having me to Sujan and all the co-hosts. I'll be presenting a session which is devoted to browser extensions to boost your productivity as a developer in ServiceNow. This will be a live demo, but I have a few slides here for introduction. Um, yeah, so few words about me. As you can see, my apps make the world work. So, yeah, uh, ServiceNow developer, 5 years now in IT consulting, and 10 years in total in consulting. Um, being with Deloitte for 1 year as serving as a senior consultant and a technical architect. Um, what is driving me to learn more, to everything, to every day to explore new things are the challenges. Every time someone says that this is impossible, this is a trigger for me to prove that this is possible. Um, and as a consequence of that, I am also sharing my experience with the community and with the LinkedIn and internally in the company. And I have been recognized by ServiceNow as a community rising star this year. So hopefully on MVP next year, fingers crossed. And in my free time, I spending time with my family. I have a wonderful daughter and a wife, and I'm also a fisherman. I love to play tennis and travel and explore the world. Today, I'm going to share with you my top 3 browser extensions that are helping me with my everyday work. First of all, this is the environment marker that you will see in a while. Um, It is available for Firefox, it's available for Chrome, and it's available for Edge. It is not available for Safari. Next one is the SN Developer Productivity, which is developed by a colleague of mine here in Deloitte from Germany. Unfortunately, this one is available only for Firefox, but I hope that it will be also published for the other browsers soon. And of course, at the end, we have SN Utils, which is a game changer. It's available for all the most common browsers. It has been developed by Arnukui, which apparently is a friend of mine. We met this year at Knowledge. We spent a very good time, 2 days, chatting, talking to each other. Amazing guy. This guy is, I, I have no words to describe. Everyone should know him and should follow him. And after this short intro, I would suggest that we go right into the live demo. I have a bunch of things that I want to show. Probably I'll forget something, but I will share the information afterwards. So, um, as per my presentation, let's start with the environment marker. This is an extension that is recognizing part of the URL, like for ServiceNow, and it is putting a label on your instance right here. If you see here on the top left corner, I have personal dev. This is because I have defined that this 95459 is my personal dev, and I want it to be purple. I want it to be on the top left, and it's putting the label on the top left. Now let me define a new one. I have a secondary PDI just for the case, which has no label. So let us define it together. We will be taking part of the URL that we will use in order to recognize this instance. I will put it here. I will put a label like secondary PGI. I want it to be with a high font, bottom right, let's put it this time, and it's extra large. And let's make it red, for example. Red. Save. Save. And when I reload, I will have the label here. This is helping me on a daily basis because I'm working in 5 client instances. Apart from that, I have the 2 PDIs and I have 4 demo instances in Deloitte. So 10 instances, it's hard to understand in which instance you're working without this thing here. So it's a game changer. The second thing, this is the developer SN developer productivity here. Let me disable it for a second. We see a blank form, an out of the box form in ServiceNow. When we enable the extended info, I get a huge piece of information. I have the database name next to each field. It is red if it is only for the current table. It is blue if it is extended, if it is coming from the parent table. Here, business service is coming from the task table to the incident table, so it is blue. But category and subcategory are specific for the incident table. That is why they are red. And here, if it is a choice field, I can click and I can see the database values for the choices as well as the display values, the labels, which is also a game changer for a developer. What else? This thing here, this extension is adding this button on each form, which is showing all of the onload client scripts, on change client scripts, on submit client scripts, as well as UI policy. These are clickable. If you click, you go directly to the client script that you want. Very, very quick reference. And what's more, on the service portal, again, this extension is adding to each variable its database name. You can see the choices if it's a choice, and you can go to the variable definition if you click this one here. Again, very quick. It's loading slow anyway, but yeah, you can also see the on cloud, on change, on submit client scripts, and as well as the UI policies. Apparently here we don't have any, but you can go to them if you have such. This is about ISN developer productivity, and now the best thing in my ServiceNow everyday life is the SN tools. As I said, it's a game changer. It is. Let me. How can I move this one here? Anyway, let's do it like this. As in the tools, this plugin is being enabled every time you have a ServiceNow.com in the URL, and it is adding this little gear icon here. You have a bunch of options. You have this pop-up menu which has like number of tabs. First of them is the update set picker. You can search for update sets. You have different. You can start new update sets right from the plugin, or you can see update sets that are in progress. Next, you can see the latest 20 updates that you have done on the instance. You have a quick buttons here to open the related record, and you have a button to view what has been changed on this update. Notes, the PDIs have only one note, but production instances have 2, 4, 5, 10 nodes. If you're on a node that is slow due to some reason, you can switch to another node just to boost your efficiency. Tables is giving us a list of all tables in the ServiceNow instance. We can search, like for example, incident. If we type incident, this will give us a list of all tables that contain the word incident, either in the label or in the database name. We have a quick reference to the list view of the table. We have quick reference to the table definition, and we can see how this table is related to another tables into the schema map. Again, very quick. And if I want to copy this list, I can quickly just click this button and it will be copied. This will give me the information about the labels and the database names. Next favorite thing, you know that we have the show XML option here, right? This is giving us all the information about the open record in XML, but it's not human readable, right? This thing here, view data, is giving us the same thing, the list of the fields along with their name, their type, their value, and if they are reference, we have a clickable reference to the record in the field. And it's the good thing is that it is searchable and it is showing also the fields that are not displayed. For example, let's say active. If I search for active, it is showing me all the fields that have active in the name. And yeah, with their values and their display values in case these are different. The user tab. Imagine that here in the color, your user is not named Fred Lodi, but it's named employee 123. You want to know who is this employee? You can come here, you can type the name, and you can find. For example, if I type admin, needs to be reloaded, I guess. Go. It will give me information about the admin, the username, active, last login, etc. All the useful information, and I have a clickable link here that will open the user record or the search query, like all people who contain admin. But here, being in an incident record, let's say that we want to explore this record in a background script. The usual way that we will do is copy the sysid, go to background script, type new glide record with the sysid with the current table, and so on and so on. This is so much typing. From here, with the glide record, you have it already done for you. On the record that you are currently working in, if you go here and if you click on glide record, you have predefined scripts that you can use in background scripts. This can be an empty one just with the glide record definition. You can have the get values, which will give you the predefined statements for get value, statements for each of the fields. You can use them right away, or set value, or add info message, whatever. If you don't like the naming of the glide record, like gr incident, you can type your own, like gr, let's say gr meetup create. This will change the variable name to gr meetup. Slash commands is thing that we will come in a while. Settings. In the settings, you can enable or disable a bunch of options, like for the appearance of the plugin, how could you trigger it, and so on. And now the slash commands. This tab is containing all of the slash commands that are available right away from the plugin out of the box, as long as you're using this, but also you can define your own slash commands. What is a slash commands now? Let me start with few easy slash commands just to put you in the context. The usual way to search for a user record is typing user, going to system definition, users, again, too much clicking. SNU-tools is giving us the slash commands. If I press the slash, this will open the slash commands. Here, no, yeah, here, and if I type U coming from users and I click enter, this will open the list view of the sysuser table. Furthermore, if I type U system, searching for a user that will contain system in the name, it will filter the table with the search term. Apparently, we don't have anyone with the system. If I look for Martin, let's say, or Fred Lodi, let's say, you, Fred Lodi, this will give me all of the users that contain Fred in the name, in the user ID, or in the name. And if I want to quickly go to my user profile and I want to change something, I can quickly type /me, hit enter. This will open my user record. Magic. Here, so far we have saved 5 minutes of everyday's life of everyone here in the meeting. What's more, we can use the so-called switches. Again, if I type U, and if I have a list of options that I can use here. I can view the table structure, I can create a new record, I can see what has been changed today, what has been modified today, updated by me, created by me, and so on. How this works, how this is working. If I'm searching for users that are created by me, I would put u dash cm coming from created by me, hit enter, and I'll see all of the users that have been created by my user profile. Again, another magic. Okay, someone in the previous session asked how can we search by SysID in the instance. I will now copy the SysID of Sujan. I created a user record for him yesterday. If I type /command and paste the SysID, if I hit enter, this is doing a global instance search. And if it finds some records, it's directly opening the record. Global instance search by SysID. It's not available in the ServiceNow instance out of the box. Okay, what's next? I already mentioned the show XML version. This is really something that I don't like. As a developer, I like either view data or the JSON format. I am in a user record or whatever record in the ServiceNow instance. If I type /JSON, hit enter, this will give me the user record in a JSON. Again, you can copy the key, you can copy the value, you can do whatever you want. And this is really beautiful for the eye, human readable, and you can do whatever you want from here. One more thing. I am not a huge fan of the next experience. As you can see in my instance, I'm still with the UI 16, but I'm quite often missing the navigation bar here. What I can do is to change the URL to get this, but this is too much work. If I simply type /pop, hit enter, I will get the navigation with the same record open. If I do pop again, this will remove the navigation. Oof. Okay, let's say that I'm exploring some information about Sujan, but I want to check something else in the instance. I want to open a new tab with the home page. Again, if the usual way for doing this is opening new tab, typing the instance URL, etc., or duplicating the tab. SNUtils is giving us a shortcut for that. If I type /start, hit enter, this is opening the home page of my instance in a new tab, so I can do my job there. Good. Let's go back into some incident record. This is the incident form, but probably there are some hidden fields that I usually, if I want to see their values, I have to go to configure table, configure form design or form layout, display the fields, check their value. SNUtils have a shortcut for that. If I type /UH coming from unhide, hit enter, this will display all the fields that have been hidden by client scripts or UI policies or whatever. I can see the fields, I can copy their values, and I have this little lamp here that is showing that this field has been displayed by SNUtils. And next time when I load the form, these things will not be here. So these are here only for in the case when you type UH, use the information and then they disappear. Next, let me open an incident that has no. Let me create a new incident. Again, if I type /incident -n, this will create a new record in the incident table. Hit enter. I have the incident form. I have some mandatory fields, but I'm of course a lazy developer. I don't want to fill in the mandatory fields. I can simply type /rnd, which is a short from random. Hit enter, and this is going to populate all of the mandatory fields for me so that I can continue my work without spending time for populating data here. Again, let me reload this form to have the mandatory fields, mandatory and empty. If I don't want to have data in these fields, but I want to save the record, this will not allow me, right? Because the fields are mandatory. But if I type /um coming from unmandatory, hit enter, the mandatory fields are not mandatory anymore, so I can save the record and I can do my job further. Going further, I want to impersonate Fred Lorry to see what is his view on this form. The usual way, clicking here, going to impersonate, searching for the user. 4 clicks. With SNU tools, I can type /imp coming from impersonate and type Fred, hit enter. This will give me all the users that have Fred in the username or in the full name. And if I click 1, this will immediately impersonate Fred Lorry. And now my favorite part. I bet that all of you have been impersonating people that are redirected to the service portal without a way to end the impersonation, so that you need to log out and log in again. SNU Tools has the simple /command unimp, which is ending the impersonation session. Again, it's me back here. Okay, custom /commands. For example, in my daily job, I'm using tags a lot. Apparently, SNTools has no command for that, so I created my custom /command. If I type tag here, I will see that it is a custom. It is going to an URL to label.list, label_list.do, where sysparent query is the search string. Now, how this works? If I type tag and search for created today, city is created today, hit enter, I will see 2 tags that have been created today. If I search for tags that have been created by me, I will find the one that's saying that Mumbai and Pune are great communities. So again, quick reference. What next? Okay, as developers, we need the database names of the fields, not the. Let me go to an incident record again. Incident, and I open one incident. We need, as I said, the technical names. Now I have the technical names here from the SN developer productivity, but if I disable these, I won't have them. If I double click anywhere in the blank space, this will show me the database names of the fields, the database names of the choices, and if this is a reference field, this will give me a clickable reference to the table that is being referenced. Furthermore, I have the scratchpad here. Imagine that you have some before query business rule that is sending some data to the client. It's in the scratchpad object. You have quick reference here. You can see what has been added to the scratchpad, and you can easily debug your before query business rule. And one more thing, you can toggle the label. So you have only the database names here without the labels, because most of the time you don't need them as a developer. And now my favorite thing, if you hit Control and hold it, click the labels, you can build a query. Like I have, let me close this one. I want to search for incidents in state closed with impact that is high, with priority that is critical. I'm clicking on this label. This thing is building the query here. If I click, this will give me a filter of all the incidents that have this filter applied to it. Again, magic. If you have to build this in the condition builder, you will spend probably 5 minutes on that, or 3 minutes. And now we did it in just 5 seconds or so. What's more, quite often in the incident records, where you have the notes field, you need to paste some image or something like that. If I take a screenshot of that, it's in my clipboard. If I hit Ctrl V, this is pasting the image into the incident. I can save it, and I can have it next time in the additional comments as a pasted image. And if I want to save this record, I should either click update or right click here and save, but I can do it also with Ctrl S. This will save the record. It's like in Excel. Okay. Imagine that you want to take the value of this field, but the database, not the display value. If I double click on the field label, this is opening the field. It's giving some information that is coming from SNUTOs. It is giving us the field type, the field name, and the database value, which is different from the label usually. And you need this as a developer. You don't need the label or the display value. So you can copy this, and next time you go somewhere, let me show you a quick hack. Here, even in the read-only fields, you can type Meetup, and this will put the new value here in a read-only field that usually you cannot edit. Now, going to list view. Let's go to incidents. List view. Okay, mistype. Incident. This is giving me the list view, which is a quite normal list view. Let's imagine that now from the configure icon, I can add all of the fields that are here in the incident table. But one thing that I cannot add is dot walking. Imagine that I want to display the department of the color. Impossible. Let's imagine that I want to display the department head of the department of the color. Impossible. Not with SNHTOs. If I double click here on the blank space, this will extend the personalized list columns view, and I can dot walk. Imagine that I have the color. I click on color. It's putting automatically the color ID and dot. And if I tap department, hit enter, this will add the department in the list view. And if I type the department dot GEPT head, which is the department head, hit enter, this is the second level of dot walking. If I click OK, boom, I have the department here. I have the department lead here. Quite useful again. Okay, what's next? I want to group this list view by state. But this is not ordered. Like we have 15 here, 22, 6, so on. SNUTOs is adding these two arrows here, which are sort ascending or sort descending. If I click on that, this will give, oh, no, I clicked not the arrow, but the state field. If I click the arrow, no, again, a live demo. It's always like that. Sometimes it's not working. Anyway, these two arrows are giving us the option to sort this view by the number of records. So if it is descending order, it will show me the on holds, which are 6. No, first the results, then the on hold, then the state new, and so on. Sometimes, because of the next UI, the developer is now fixing the plugin, but some things don't work in the next experience yet. But he's doing it. He's doing a daily update, so probably this will be fixed quite soon. And now, so far, I was showing things that are useful for agents or for sysadmins. Now let's go to my favorite part as a developer. Quite often, as a developer, I'm using background scripts. The usual way of going to the background scripts is going to the navigation, typing background scripts, and so on, taking so much time. With SNUtils, simple / command, BG coming from background, hit enter, and I have the background script with the VS Code UI. Like, it's not the ugly white thing that is not user friendly at all. But I have the VS Code style here. I have the IntelliSense. So if I type new glide record, this will give me all the script includes objects that have glide in the name. I can click on that to auto-complete it. And this is quite beautiful. And if I do a glide record on the incident, and if I add query, let's say, I don't know, created, this is created by admin, which is me. And if I do the query jar incident, query, and I have a typo here, no, a mistake here. If I execute this, of course, gs.info jar incident. Next, to step into the record. And if I want to get the number, this will give me the incident number here. Results are being displayed right away here in the right hand side, while you are seeing the code, which is not the case in the out of the box background scripts in ServiceNow. Another favorite thing is my code search. Quite often, I need to search for some field or some statement or some piece of code that I'm trying to figure out in which script it has been defined. If I type / command code, the world works, and hit enter, this will do a global instance search with all the records that have script field, and it will give me a reference to the scripts that contain this search term, which is the word works. Apparently, I have one client script that contains this information, and I have one script include that contains this information. This link here is clickable. If I click, this will open the script include. Again, this is the ugly ServiceNow script field, but if I enable my asset developer productivity, this immediately becomes a good human readable VS Code style script field, which I love to see. Next, imagine that you want to go to a flow designer. You come here, you type flow designer, 30 seconds, / command FD coming from flow designer, hit enter, flow design. The same with workflow editor, / command WF coming from workflow. Hit enter, workflow editor. Good. Imagine that you are not so good developer and you have created an infinite loop and the instance is not responsive at all. You need to cancel your transaction, but you don't know how. You can simply type /cancel. This will cancel all the running transactions. All transactions have completed, nothing to cancel. Anyway, if there is running transactions, this will cancel the running transactions. Again, you can search for your script includes by simply typing SI coming from script includes. And if you are searching for a particular one, for example, you need a script include that contains demo in its name, you can type demo. This will give us the list view of the script includes table with all the script includes that contain demo in the name. The same applies for client scripts with CS, UI policies with UP, UI actions with UA, system properties. Simply type P, let's say URL, you want to see the property that is defining the instance URL, you get a list view of all the system properties that contain URL in the name. Okay. Imagine that you're stuck with some problem. Like for example, you're developing and you don't know how to define your glide Ajax. You can type dev glide Ajax. This will open the developer portal. The reference page with glide Ajax search in it. The same applies for community. If you type com glide Ajax, this will open the community and this will put the glide Ajax search term in the search and it will search for you. Another, let's say 5 minutes saved. Okay. Imagine that at the end of the day, you want to see what we have done today. You can simply type /tu coming from today's updates, hit enter. This will show you all the records that have been updated today. Apparently, I have not updated anything today, but if there is something, it will display here. Something that was asked in the previous session. In UI 16, we have the application picker, we have the update set picker. Async is adding the search field to them, so you can search. In the out of the box, you don't have this search field. You have to scroll until you find your application. Async is helping you with that. And in the next UI, let me open my secondary instance, dev 11, this one, which is with the next experience enabled. What is SNUTils giving you here? Let me just wait for loading it. As you can see, we have the label that we defined here with the environment marker. But what SNUTils is giving you is this application picker and an update set picker. This is coming from SNUTils. If I disable the SNUTils plugin right away, this will disappear and you will have only the regular icon here. And one more thing, if you have a domain separated instance, this is adding the domain picker as well as a third here. Again, game changer. Another favorite thing of mine, quite often I search in the log table, right? But this table is quite huge. It contains a lot of things and it takes time to load all of the records. But if I type log -f, this will load the log table without the records, only with the filter, which is giving us quite fast performance. We don't need to wait the loading of the whole table to see the records and then apply the filter, like saving minutes of time. And now, I guess that as a developer, you are also using the VS Code to develop your code. Let's go to a script includes it, let's say, the one that we were using for the SI demo leave page. This is our script include that I created for the demo. I will put it now on the left hand side, and I'll put my Visual Studio Code on the right hand side. What I have provided from SNUtils is this little icon here that is mirroring my script to the VS Code. If I click it, this will create a folder on my local PC with containing the instance name, then containing the script include, and then my script include is here. And if I type gs.info, I love knowledge here, let's say. If I click Ctrl S here in VS Code, look what is happening. This is synchronizing my script with my ServiceNow instance. The code is already here, and the only thing that I need to do is to save this record in order to save the changes. Now, with the script includes, it's easy. We have a single script includes script field here that we can easily manage. But imagine that we have a widget. In the widgets, we have the client script, we have the server script, we have the CSS, we have the HTML template. Everything here, it's a nightmare to manage all this stuff here, right? In the widget editor. If I click this icon here, this will synchronize my whole widget with my VS Code so that I can do whatever I want here. I can use all the benefits of the VS Code. I can use the color coding. I can use the type ahead IntelliSense. I can use the script beautifier, everything, all of the extensions that are available for VS Code, you can use it. And the only thing that you need to do when you do a change here is click save. And now another favorite thing of mine, it's creating this file here, which is giving us URLs for the live widget preview. If I open this one, this will give me a live widget preview, which with the current setup says that it's a profile display widget, right? But it says that no user record is found. Now, if I go to the server script, and if I find where it is here, if I uncomment some code, like putting some hard-coded SSID, now I will click Ctrl S, which will save the script. Look at the left-hand side of the screen. I'm clicking save. This is automatically reloading the widget with the data that is displayed now with the new script here. Magic again. And now I have one more thing here to uncomment. If I click save again, now this is coming to say that my presentation come to its end, and I want to say thank you for being an amazing audience. Now it's your time for questions.
I think that was a trip to the candy shop for all of us. I think if you see to the comments, like, everybody, very much enjoyed. I think there are a couple of queries that I will quickly go through. I think one of this is regarding the security aspects of this utils. Like, is there any challenges that you might face, or you might have seen that, implementing or using these utils can cause some security concerns for any of our clients?
No, I don't. You basically what this SNU was doing, it is if you go to the definition of the slash commands, it is simply adding some URL. But if you don't have access to a certain records, this will not open the records. It's like it's taking into account all of the security that is applied out of the box from ServiceNow. You cannot go to a record that you don't have access to with SNU tools, if this is the question.
Does that work well with Service Portal also?
Yeah, yes. I don't know what you can do in the Service Portal with SNUTs, but again, you double click, you see the field value. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show, but I will show it now if you allow me. It's another thing favorite of mine. If I go to my instance again, sorry, I know it's a Q&A, but this is a crucial. I want to show it. So if I go to my instance again, if I open a notification that has a number of conditions in the condition builder, and I have a client requirement to recreate this one again, nightmare, right? I have to build all the conditions again in another um, notification. Let me open this one in a new tab. So again, the start command that I showed, and I'll continue with the Q&A afterwards. So I want basically to create a new notification with all these conditions here, but I'm again a lazy developer. If I double click on the condition field label, this will give me an encoded query of the filter. I can copy it. I can go to the new notification, double click, paste, OK, and watch the magic. It's building the condition again, the one that you have in the other notification. So yeah, with the service portal, it is working. You have the / commands again here available. And the best thing that you can use in the portal is to end an impersonation session. For me, this is a game changer, because without this thing, if you impersonate someone who has no access to the platform, you go to the portal and you have no way to end the impersonation session, right? You have to log out and log in again. This thing with the unimp is giving you the functionality to end the impersonation session right from the service portal.
Fantastic, really fantastic. I think Martin, you should go through the comments that we are receiving. You will love to read them out. There are lots
Yeah,
of appreciation for your presentation. Just one query that I found interesting was that is there any way to track the transaction times? How much time a transaction is taking?
yes,
Is there anything
yes.
that you can left?
Yeah, you can do it in the background script. If you go right here from the service portal, answering your question, I can go to the background script. I can, let's say, create a new glide record. Vargia, new glide record on the incident table, and I want to get all the incidents, and I want to print their numbers, let's say. Next, gs.info number. If I execute it, I have a counter here. It's telling me how much time it is taking to display the results. So in our case, it's 0.248 seconds, so 2/10 of the seconds. But if it is some complex query, like yesterday, I was running one for 11 minutes, it is giving me this information here in the background scripts.
Fantastic. I think there's one good question over here. Do we need to update our SN utils?
It is usually updating with the browser updates, but yeah, this if you go here in the about section, you have a link to the developer site. This guy has his own website where he's posting some updates about the application. He's posting some live demos. There is a cheat sheet as well, and it's being updated quite often. So whenever you have an update, if you go here to the add-ons in your browser, if you go to SNUTils, you will see that there is a pending update, and you can update it. You will get a notification. But yeah, it is good to update it, because the developer is constantly adding new functionality to it.
Yeah, I think
But I just pointed out that this button is not available in the URL bar. Like you just click and the pop-up shows up over here. Whether I pointed out, might be I need to update that.
This one here, you mean the
Yeah,
in
yeah,
front?
yeah,
It
yeah.
is it
And the
it
left,
is it is
and the
showing
left.
every time you have service. This one.
Yeah, yeah.
This is another extension that is used only to toggle the navigation bar. This was installed without knowing for the SNUTils. Now, since I have the SNUTils, I'm not using this one anymore. But if you want, you can use it. It's called ServiceNow toggle navigation bar, and the only thing that it does is toggling the navigation bar on and off, nothing more. But you can, as I showed, you can do it with the / command pop here from SNUTils.
Jeevan, are you referring to some query that I might have missed, like because there have been lots of appreciation going on in this
Yes,
chat.
yes.
So
On the way, he had shown that read-only field also could be edited,
Yes.
right? So is that could be a problem, right?
Yes, but if you're a developer and you want to explore something, it's quite useful, and that is why I said it's a hack. It's not good to use it on a daily basis, but it's good to know that it is possible.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, someone else had asked it, but because it was missed, I just highlighted it.
thanks, Jeevan. Thanks for that. I
Martin,
think sorry.
yeah, sorry, Susan. Martin,
No,
like
go
you had shown up, right, with the hidden fields are also coming up, right?
Yes.
What if in case like we have hidden it intentionally, and because of this command, it is showing up all the fields which are not shown to specific users, field level security?
No, these are showing only when you execute command, and these are showing only for the current load. If you reload the form, they will be hidden again. So all of the client components like client scripts and your policies will be executed. These will be hidden. The intention for that is you as a developer, if you want to see what is the field value of this field in the current form mode, you can see it and then it disappears. It's all focused on the developer productivity. It's not focused to the end users. But yeah, you are right. If you're an end user and if you know about this hack, you can execute it.
Got you, Martin. Thank you.
I think I must say that I've been in a part of this meetup for last 4 years almost, and this has been one of the best sessions that I've seen. Thank you, Martin. I think that is you can read all the comments of appreciation that you have. Like it has been an amazing session. Thank you, a big thank you.
Susan, can I ask one question?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Hardik.
Yeah, sorry for that interruption. Martin, what I'm facing is like I tried multiple approach, like what you've seen, right? Directly open the script, include into the VS Code, right? So I tried that option, but what I see is it will be opening the new tab, and it is showing that some helper tab or something. So so I'm not able to open that into the VS Code actually. Somehow. Yeah.
You need to do two things. First, here on the add-ons, here you need to search for SN Script Sync. This is an extension for VS Code.
Okay.
You have to install this one. Then here in the bottom you will have a button which will say click here to start SN Script Sync. This will prompt you to choose a folder on your local device, and when you choose the folder, this is the folder where the temporary code will be saved, right? When you choose the table, when you choose the folder, it will start the SN Script Sync. You have to see this thing here, SN Script Sync is running. Then you will be able to download your code here and synchronize with the instance.
Okay, so this extension is there, and I see the that option also regarding the no environment and the SN Script Sync, but it is asking me for the folders, and I was not able to set that folder actually. Might be that is an issue.
You have to select any folder on your local device, and it should work.
Cool. Okay, I will be try that. Okay.
Yeah, if you want, you can connect me offline and I can help you with that. But basically, if you go to the this website, let me show it here. arnoldkui.com. This is the let's go from here about, and I have the YouTube channel. No. Okay. This is the developer. If you go to his website, there is a demo how to enable your VS Code here.
Cool.
Yeah, you have the extension and you have the steps to enable it from here.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I will be try and I will be definitely connect with you. That this was an awesome session. To be honest, I using the as a new deal, but not this level which you sold. That's a perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I hope that all of you will start now using it more and more, because this is a game changer. Again, from the website of the developer, you can download the cheat sheet, which is a quick reference with some of the commands that I mentioned. Not all of them, but you will have this session recorded, so you can come back here anytime and check whatever
Martin,
is used for you.
Yeah, sorry, Martin. Just one question. Can you go to the incident form, and can you open an incident form?
A new record or an existing record?
Anything. I'm trying it parallelly, but not able to find out these options actually. Yep. So you can see in the category, subcategory, and the color, you're able to see that sign, right? But I'm not able to get that sign in my PDI.
This is coming from this plugin, not from SN. This is coming from SN Developer Productivity.
Okay, productivity. Okay,
but if you double click here on the blanks, you will get it. You will get it.
Yeah, that I'm able to get, but I think that if I can get the symbols as well for the quick check.
If you're using Firefox, this is your plugin. If not, I don't know.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Martin,
there is one option, called /R&D, which is responsible for populating mandatory fields.
Yes.
So does it work on custom created record producers, or does it only work on service catalog items?
This is a good question. I have not tried it, but I think it does. I not sure. I have to try and come back to you probably, but you can try it yourself as well. But
yeah, I've tried it in the native UI. It seems to work in native UI, but not on portals.
I too got this. That's why I asked, does it work in the portal?
The good thing is that you can always drop a message to Arnold. He's responding like in 1 hour. He's a busy guy, but he's giving attention to every single message. So if your proposal for a new development is good enough, if he thinks that this will give some value to the community, he will develop it for the next release of the plugin. This is the best thing about him. He is quite connected with the community.
Yes, true. Perfect, Martin. I think that was a real-time experience sharing that you've done for all of us, a game changer. That's the perfect word that you've chosen over here. Thank you again. I think there was lots of efforts for the entire community, and we are full of gratitude that the amount of knowledge that you shared today with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me and having me here. It's great to be here.
Martin, one last shot from you.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. And not only that, the meetup is there. I think Martin is available on LinkedIn also. Feel free to connect with him.
Yes.
And he is very helpful always. I've seen. Yeah, please go ahead for the last question for this meetup.
Yes. With that environment marker plugin, you have utilized that personal dev label, right? Is there a way to resize that one? Because I'm seeing that a bit bigger in my system. I just want to resize
this one here. You have when you're defining one, you have the font size, how many pixels you want it to be, and you have the again the label size. So If I change this one personal depth to let's say 10 pixels and I want it to be extra small, if I save it, how can I save it? Here, and if I reload, this will be very small.
Oh, okay. But unfortunately, I'm not getting that one in Chrome. I'm trying that one in Chrome.
You have to switch to Firefox, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect. Then I think